This is a tutorial video for Math Skill 5C of GCSE Combined Science, which is looking at how to calculate areas, surface areas and volumes. By the end of this video, you should know how to calculate the area of both triangles and rectangles, how to calculate the surface area and the volume of cubes, and how to express these as simplified surface area to volume ratios. At the back of the GCSE Science specification, after all the information about biology and chemistry and physics, there's an appendix called Mathematical Requirements, which lists all of the math skills that the exam boards have to test you on within GCSE Science. These math skills make up 20% of all of the marks that are available across the 6 papers. They're tested at least the level below the level that you're taking in science. So if you're taking the science higher tier exams, they have to be at least hard enough to feature on a foundation tier GCSE maths paper. So in theory, that means that they should be well within what you're capable of, but it's still worth making sure that you're confident in them before you get to the science exams. To calculate the area of a rectangle, we're going to multiply together the length, which is the longer of the two sides, and the width, which is the shorter of the two sides. Although actually, mathematically, if you did them the other way around, you would still get the same answer. So in this instance, I'm multiplying 12 by 8, which gives me an answer of 96. If my length and my width were given in centimetres, then my units here for area would be centimetres squared. Although if they were measured in metres, then my units would then be in metres squared. So where might you meet this in the science exams? Well, one very common example is in ecology type questions where you're looking at sampling a particular area, and we need to know, for instance, what the area of a field would be. So here we're trying to calculate the area of a field that is 250 by 120 metres, so we would multiply those two numbers together. And because they are both in metres, that means that our units are going to be in metres squared. Another example in ecology might be working out the overall area of a quadrat. So since this quadrat is square, even though we're only given the length of one side, that's okay because we know all of the sides are the same length. So the area of this quadrat is going to be 50 times 50, which is 2,500, and because our length is measured in centimetres, our area is in centimetres squared. The area of a triangle is only half that of an area of a rectangle with the same dimensions. So in order to calculate the area, we're going to do half, or 0.5, times the length times the width. So for this example, that would be 0.5 times 12 times 8, which gives us an answer of 48. And since our lengths here are in centimetres, our area is going to be centimetres squared. We can put these squares and rectangles together to allow us to work out the area of some bigger shapes. So again, our students are counting daisies and they need to know the area of this field. Well, to start with, we can split this up into a rectangle and a triangle. So the area of the rectangle is quite easy. We can see that it's going to be 250 multiplied by 120. And so that gives us an area for that part of the field of 30,000 metres squared. Now, looking at this, I can see that the base of the triangle that I've got is also going to be 250 metres. And then since I know that the height of the rectangle is 120 metres, I can split up this longer side here into 120 metres, that is the same, and then also a further 80 metres. So that means that the area of my rectangle is going to be found by doing half times by 250 times by 80, which gives me a total of 10,000 metres squared. And if I add those two together, then I get 40,000 metres squared as my area for the whole field. Within this same 5C math skill, you're expected to be able to work out the surface area and volume of cubes and put those together to get a surface area to volume ratio. So if we look at this particular cube, it has a side length of 3 centimetres. And if we think about any one of those faces, to work out the area, we're going to use the same formula we've already been using. So we've got our area is length times width. But because it's a cube, all of the side lengths are the same. So it's really just length times length. So that's going to be 3 times 3, which is going to be 9 centimetres squared. Now a cube has 6 sides, a front, a back, a top, a bottom, a left and a right. So that means that the overall surface area is going to be found by multiplying that 9 centimetres squared by 6, which gives us a total surface area of 54 centimetres squared. Hopefully that made sense, but to be sure that it did, pause the video and work out the surface area of these 3 cubes. If a cube has a side length of 5 centimetres, then one side is going to have an area of 25 centimetres squared. And therefore 6 sides of that cube is going to have a total surface area of 150 centimetres squared. If the cube has a side length of 10 centimetres, then one side will have an area of 100 centimetres squared, and the total cube will have a surface area of 600 centimetres squared. And if we have a cube with a side length of 20, then one side will have an area of 400 centimetres squared, and the entire cube will have a surface area of 2,400 centimetres squared. Next, let's think about the volume of this cube. So in order to work out the volume of a 3D rectangular object, in other words a cuboid, we would do length times width times height. But because this is a cube, all of the side lengths are the same as each other, so this becomes length times length times length. So for this cube, that's going to be 3 times 3 times 3, which is going to give us a total volume of 27 centimetres cubed. So again, pause the video and make sure you're confident calculating the volume of each of these cubes. A cube with a side length of 5 centimetres is going to have a total volume of 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125 centimetres cubed. Then if the side length is 10, then the total volume is going to be 1000 centimetres cubed, and if the side length is 20, then the total volume is going to be 8000 centimetres cubed. Now let's look at how we can put these parts together in order to work out a simplified surface area to volume ratio. We start off with the area of a single side of the cube. So here our side length is 4, which means that our area is 4 times 4, which is 16. The cube has got 6 sides, so the total surface area is going to be 96 centimetres squared. Then for the volume, we're doing that side length 4 multiplied by itself and multiplied by itself again. So that gives us a total of 64 centimetres cubed. Now we're going to put those together in a ratio. So it's the surface area to volume ratio. So surface area goes first. We're going to have 96 to 64. And we now need to simplify this to the simplest whole number ratio. So what we can do is just divide by prime factors until they won't go anymore. So just keep on dividing by 2 until it won't work anymore. And if we carry on doing that, we do get a 3 to 2 ratio. Now that's fine for something like this where we've got whole numbers and they go into each other quite nicely. But there is a slightly faster method that you can use for any ratio. So what we do instead is that we divide both sides by the smaller of the two numbers. And that's probably going to get us 1 to a decimal. But then if you know your decimals, you know that we can then multiply everything here by 2, and that's going to take us back to a whole number ratio, and it's that same 3 to 2 ratio. So to finish off, we're going to go back to those cubes that we've previously looked at and figure out what the surface area to volume ratio is for each one. So we've already said that for a cube with a side length of 5, the surface area is going to be 150 and the volume is going to be 125. And you can probably see, looking at those numbers, that we're going to be dividing by 25 in order to get a simplified ratio. And then for our cube with a side of 10 centimetres, we're going to have a surface area of 600 and a volume of 1000. And so immediately I'm thinking that we're going to need to divide by 100 and then maybe a little bit more. And then for our 20 centimetre side length, we've got a surface area of 2,400 and a volume of 8,000. So I'm immediately thinking about the fact that we can divide both of those by 8 and also by some tens. So if I put these together in a ratio as 150 to 125 and then simplify that, I'm going to end up with a simplified ratio of 6 to 5. Then likewise 600 to 1000, I can simplify very quickly to 6 to 10 and then half that to get 3 to 5. And then finally 2400 to 8000 simplifies to 24 to 80, which then simplifies to 3 to 10. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you found this a useful introduction to surface areas and volumes for your GCSE Science exams. If you did find this video useful, then don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share the channel, and I'll be back soon with some more maths for GCSE Science.